Get ready to die. Oops.
What's up, guys? This is Willie from the Norsemen Airsoft, and today we've got a camouflage video. We're going to go pretty in depth, so strap in and grab your popcorn. It's going to be a long one, but I hope you'll find some of the information in it useful, and we hope you appreciate the work that we did on it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell, comment, all that good stuff. We really do appreciate it, and it means a lot, and it helps get our channel growing. As for commenting, don't forget, any questions you got, we'll answer them. We can afford to do that because we are a small community. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we got what, 18 subscribers at the making of this video. So it's a small community, which is a benefit in the sense that we can get to your guys' stuff. We're always gonna look at your comments and stuff. It's just that this time we can really get to your answers and answer some questions for you. And if you guys have any other comments, really anything else, just put it down there in the comment section below. We also want to hear video requests from you guys. We got plenty of ideas. You're going to hear some in the upcoming video, but we want to hear what you guys would like. We want this to be a video or a viewer-driven channel, which basically means that you guys are making it up. We want to hear requests. We're always going to have stuff that we want to do that we're going to add into the channel, but we'd like for you guys to have a good amount of say in it. So any viewer requests are really appreciated. Yeah, so thank you for suffering through this little plug of mine, and enjoy the video. Thank you. Okay, guys, so now let's get into the camo part after my long plug about liking, subscribe stuff. Okay, so what we got today is 5 different patterns of camo. I'll actually have a little bit more. But we've got Marpat right on top here. We don't actually have a big enough table for all of the BDU or all the shirts. So we've got digital Marpat, which is marine, which is a marine-made pattern. They don't share it with anybody. This is ABUs, which is a no longer in use Air Force, or it's coming out of use Air Force uniform. It's basically a digital version of the Tiger Stripe pattern that they use in like Vietnam, stuff like that. This is 3-color desert, or DCU, formerly used by Marines and Army, and now it is used by the Navy still, I believe, for desert operations. This is BDU Woodland back here. You might not be able to see it super well with this Marpat, but everybody knows what BDU Woodland is. It's probably the most common pattern. It's very easy to find in surplus stores, stuff like that. And finally, we've got Flecktarn, straight from our boys in the fatherland, and actually from Fleet Farm when I got this about 1 million years ago. Great pattern. So I'm going to go in depth a little bit more on all of these and just kind of the general, types, desert and whatever the heck that's supposed to be, and woodland kind of stuff. So if you want to come back up, we got our patterns. We've got kind of our 2 desert, 3-ish patterns, and I know, I live in Minnesota, I'm here, so I know that there's not a whole lot of deserts in Minnesota. We're the land of 10,000 lakes, not deserts, but I really like desert patterns. I think they look really sharp, and part of that is I like doing loadouts and stuff. It's like Halloween, but you can do it any day of the year, basically. I'm sort of joking there. But yeah, so I'm working on a Marine / Navy SEAL / whatever you want to call it, loadout that's going to include my Marpat, my tan plate carrier, which I just did a review on, and that'll be going up at some point. Yeah, Marpat's a really good looking pattern, I think, as is DCU, or 3-color desert. But it is standard issue for the Marines. I'm working on getting an M16 up. It'll be upgraded fully by WNC Airsoft, which is really cool to say. It's going to be a pretty sweet rifle, I think. I'm hoping. And that'll go perfectly with the Marine loadout, because in real life, the Marines at least did use, I think they still use M16s. I could be wrong. They either use M16s or M4s now. And then DCU, I use this also. I'm working on a Ranger loadout, U.S. Army Ranger, and so that's going to be a little longer to do. I'm working on an M16A3. I'm working on an M16A3 build, which is a little bit different from the Black Hawk Down Army Rangers M16A2 that we see in the famous film, but it looks very, very close. I think the only difference is really like a detachable rail on the top. So it's close enough that I'm okay with it. I'm not doing it for some crazy milsim, like hardcore thing. But I do need like a BDU flak vest, and that's going to take me a little time, as well as the helmet and stuff. That's also my problem with the Marine loadout. That's all I really don't have. But that's kind of my loadouts that I'm working on for right now. But I got to get off of that and go into our woodland stuff. I'm going to save worst for last. Or I mean best for last, totally best. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. But we've got BDU Woodland, which, like I said, very, very common pattern, and it's common for a reason. It's pretty good. The military, United States military, has used it in, actually they've used it for ages. They used it, I believe, in Vietnam, kind of towards the end, and it's very, very effective. I like it a lot, and it's a very good, simple pattern, and if you're making a airsoft team, like just trying to do a team loadout, it's really easy to do with BDU because it's so common at surplus stores and in generally good condition. And it's still made new, as are, I think, all of these. Flectarn, no. But I think all of these you can get your hands on brand new. It also has the same kind of patterning as DCU, so if you're going to have two different teams or two squads in your team or whatever, you can do that. We're actually doing that with our Norsemen Airsoft team. So I'm the leader of Tan Team, and a buddy of mine is the leader of Green Team. So Tan Team, Green Team. Flectarn is a great, great pattern, but Germany is destroying its surplus. So get your hands on it now while you can. I don't exactly know why. I believe it has something to do with like terrorists using it because it was easy to get their hands on, which I don't understand the logic of because terrorists can just go ahead and get other patterns, but maybe it has something to do with them dressing up as military. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's just my kind of theory. I do know that it had something to do with that kind of thing. But it's great for Minnesota, especially in like Pine Forest and whatever. You got this kind of reddish brown that's perfect for like those fallen pine needles, and then lots of different greens and darks. Great for blending into the shadows. Finally, we have the ABU, ABU pattern, which is by far the worst. It's absolute garbage. Sorry if there's noise going on upstairs. It is tiger stripe pattern, which is not bad originally, but you can kind of see a little bit here. You can kind of see how it's got those stripes on it, and it looks great. However, it's just not effective. Dad, we're kind of like in the middle of a video, so please stop yelling. Alright, we've also got our ABU pattern, which is arguably the worst ever. It is the Air Force derivative of the Army OCP uniform, which is a failed pattern as well. It's basically just tiger stripe version of that. So as you can see, you've got your desert and you've got your woodland, very different. And then you got this, which is like a crappy in-between mixture. It's almost gray. It doesn't camouflage you really in anything. Maybe urban a little bit, but I watch for camo stuff in movies. I'm a nerd like that. And movies where they've got OCPs on Hurt Locker, stuff like that. It doesn't blend in. It's really bad. And this is just the same. Our Air Force and the Army has already switched over to multicam. Air Force is switching to multicam. I will say, to its credit, ABUs look really nice. I got this directly from an actual Air Force personnel who is also phasing out of the ABUs, just like the rest of the Air Force. And they're nice. I mean, it's good material, but it's just not good patterning. So unless you're doing a very, very specific Air Force loadout, don't bother with ABUs. There's a milsim that I hopefully will be going to, Ship of Fools. that is coming up, and they actually do have like an Air Force class, but they only allow SMGs. I don't have a submachine gun, so I will not be going in an Air Force loadout. So this is just kind of extra that I have laying around. Oh, finally, I did have one extra thing, just a sec. This is a random blouse that I got with my very, very first airsoft gun, and I honestly don't have any idea what it is, so I'm going to spread it out. If any of you guys actually knows what it is or where it's from, it would be great to let me know in the comments. I won't ever be wearing this again because I haven't ever found a size that fits me, and I mean, this one did fit me, but it doesn't fit me anymore. But yeah, I honestly have no idea. So if you guys like actually know, that'd be really cool if you commented down below. Okay, so we're gonna talk about airsoft or camouflage in airsoft, why it's important. Obviously to break up your form, but there's kind of this misconception about camouflage in general, and ghillie suits kind of fall into this, that they're like actually good at covering you when you're in an airsoft game. But camouflage only works until you move, basically. And that goes the same for ghillie suits, and I'll talk about ghillie suits in a sec. But no matter how good your camouflage is, if you have a really nice suit of ATAX FG, it doesn't do you any good once you're running because everybody can see you. Yeah, it's better than a red sweatshirt, but still not going to be much help. So the idea is to find a camouflage pattern that you like and get a pattern that also works in the environment that you're at for when you're not moving. Once you're moving, you got to know you're going to be visible. Ghillie suits are a different thing. So camouflage patterns can vary quite a bit, and some are more versatile. You know, Flectarn you can do a little bit more with. BU you can do a little more with. Marpat, DCU are kind of like very specific to a very specific area, even if they are just used with loadouts. But a ghillie suit, you have like grass for one area. You can like, there's a very, very small realm of possibility with a ghillie suit. In real life, snipers, like military snipers, actually, they make their own ghillie suit and then they weave in like natural vegetation when they're on that mission. Now that's a lot of work, time, and effort to use on an airsoft game, so honestly, a ghillie suit is kind of unnecessary. Now for like people who are starting into airsoft, like younger kids especially, are really big into the sniper rifles and the ghillie suits because they want to be their snipers. It's ineffective in airsoft. That's just, frankly, that's what it is. You might see Navrich, and he's got a great sniper rifle, but most 12-year-old kids who are just starting airsoft can't afford a $600 gun, and not to mention a good ghillie suit. And I mean, ghillie suits are just uncomfortable. They're baggy. They're hard to get around with. So they're only going to slow you down. Plus, you can only really use them in some environments, and they're just a lot of work. So I would advise against, not necessarily against sniping in general, but specifically against ghillie suits. So just kind of know what your camo is going to do, how it's going to go for you. If you're in ABUs, you know it's not going to protect you from sight a whole lot, but it's still usable. So yeah, I think that's all we've got for stuff on the actual like gear, equipment, but we're going to go into a couple different things, or actually just one, a gun that we've camouflaged and why that is important, and we'll be back in a sec.
Cut!
Alrighty guys, so this is the last part of our video, and we're talking about camouflage in a very eloquent way. Camouflage and stuff other than camouflage. That's good stuff. So that's not a true statement. That camouflage that I just threw on the floor actually is just your very outerwear, obviously. And maybe you're like me, where you wear it all day. You can see the pants. But we've got a Lancer Tactical LTO2 that I have custom painted, and it turned out really well, and I wanted to show you guys this. First of all, how it's important with airsoft, because a matte black airsoft gun, you know, it might look sharp and all, but it's not actually going to provide as much protection, or much visual protection, I should say, as a camouflage gun. Because even this, you can see, it's not camouflaged for a very specific environment. It's got a lot of tan on it, but it breaks up the form enough. That's the thing. It just makes it look dull enough that it's a little bit invisible, actually. So that's kind of why it's important. Now I'm going to spin her around real quick. This is a custom-made suppressor made by my buddy Marshall, who you saw in a video, at least one by now. And he reviewed another LTO2, and this is one of the team's just custom ones. But this turned out really well, and I wanted to ask you guys if you'd like to see a video that kind of explains how to do camouflage like this. Go ahead and comment down below. But basically, I'll give you the gist of it. All I did was get some of that regular camo paint. There's just camo paint, so tan and black and green, and they kind of give this like very dull finish. They don't shine like regular spray paints do, which is probably why they're considered camouflage, I imagine. But basically, what happened is I kind of went a little heavy on the green stripes, so I covered it entirely with tan, and just used like tape to cover the spots that I didn't want to be tan, like this here, and I got a little heavy on the green once I started doing stripes over it. So I dabbed it away with a rag, and it came out looking very, very cool, actually. It came out just like these chunks of green, and it looks a lot better than anything I could have achieved just by spray painting like I was planning on. So a good happy accident there. And I'm very pleased with the finished product. We're going to be doing a video with this in it pretty soon, like a CQB or a CQC tutorial, and we'll be showing this gun off a little bit in action. But I wanted to show you guys this. It's very, very cool, and I hope you guys kind of liked it. But yeah, like I said, if you guys are interested in seeing how to do this, I can do another video on how to spray paint your gun, helmet, weapon, whatever piece of equipment, if that's something you'd like to see. Alrighty guys, I think that's it for our camo video. Thank you so much for watching all this time. I do want to say real quick, our video editor currently we don't have access to. It's on a different computer at Marshall's place, and I do not have that access. So it's going to be not as well edited as Marshall will usually do, although you haven't quite seen his editing skills yet. It'll be good. You're going to like the next couple videos that are coming out. But I'm doing my best with what I got, but please just notice that that's not, or just note that that's not a permanent thing. This is going to be better. Eventually, our videos will be better edited. That's the goal anyways. So thank you very, very much for watching. I know it was a longer video. We hope you guys got some information from it and enjoyed the video. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out. Vocal exercises. Hello, my children.
It's not even funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm pretty funny.
I have internal bleeding now. Yeah, I'm pretty funny.
I'm like funnier than Dwight. Could you close that?